Regional. We're here, I think, for round 6. We're here in France at the Circuit Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix, and today, as usual, I am joined by my co-commentator, Jake.
Hello. Happy to be back. We're a little bit later this time, but we're still not seeing so much action on track. No one out, amazingly. This track's very difficult to crash on. Herod currently has the 6th fastest time with a 1:33.6. It's a decent benchmark so far.
Yeah, I do actually have to apologize for the delay in the stream. Obviously, like, it's pretty common for us to have like a couple minutes missing, but we've missed like a good 8 minutes, and that is entirely my fault. And I sincerely apologize for the delay. It will be changed in future so that there is no more delay.
If you gotta wait, you gotta wait at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, at least better late than never, but better, on time than late.
Yeah, as much as we have a smaller grid today, I think we have a much cleaner grid, so this should be
Yeah, I've been trying to work on getting some cleaner drivers as the Norwegian boy goes P5. Kimmy's on
diesel loader up to P2.
He's not actually close to the start-finish line, I thought.
Yeah.
Thought he'd be
So I haven't
soon.
done any laps, but I think a lot of people are saying that he can get a mid to low 33. That's a very good time. Harold already with 33.6. That might be a very good time.
Harold is sorting out times with another league, but he thinks he can join this league full-time. So, for now, he is full-time. But we are not riding on board with him, we're riding on board with Andy Forrest.
Yeah, someone who I was practicing this track with in the wet the other day, so if it does rain...
oh yeah, that's true. If there's any drivers watching, would you mind telling us the forecast for the race?
Indeed, it did look a little cloudier at the start of the session than it does now, so it's cleared up. Andy Forrest, I think, has been a very underrated driver this season. Unlucky not to get more decent results, but he'll be hoping.
He's a very quick driver. I think he's extremely underrated. In honestly the league racing community in general, even in things like CWR2, I think he's a lot faster than people give him credit for.
Yeah, because he's leading the Constructors' Championship.
That's true.
He has got an insanely quick teammate, but
doesn't take away from the fact that he's very quick as well.
And on a solid lap so far, I missed the second sector splits. He's looked really tidy from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good so far.
And into the final 2 corners, very easy to go deep and understeer through that corner, but he gets a decent apex then. All about the exit.
To get the other one right to be able to get this corner well.
And this is a very important exit. It's a long run to the line, across the line. 34.4, 6th at the minute, not an awful lap, but he'll definitely hope the start to find.
As Herod is going to start his flying lap, he's a good guy to watch, so I think we'll ride not on board with him, but we will follow him throughout his lap. I'll commentate on said lap. So Herod comes across the line to start his lap. Through turn 1, braking hard. Looked like a good apex, gets it lined up for turn 2 well. A little bit wide on the exit, but keeps it valid. Up to turn 3 now.
I think
very quick section here. Takes it as quickly as you should. Through this very, very frustrating bit here. His car stopped on the track, but he's a tenth and a half up on his side.
Yeah, and just while he goes down the straight, it's worth saying I think the track limit's a little bit broken here, because I was just on board with Van Zoic, because he seemed to be cutting in a lot of corners and not invalidating it. It is on strict, so
it should be on strict.
To work with. Yeah.
One of the heaviest zones on the track, though. Herod manages it nicely. Of course, it's not hard to drive in a straight line. It is a lot harder to brake at the right point, though. Through the flat out, I think turn 10. Flat out. Pretty careful through there. I missed the sector 2 split and he invalidates.
Yeah. Very good. I mean, we're going to see a lot of different lines through turn 10. It's a corner that as much as it's flat out, there's a lot of time in there. Some people will take a lot of the inside curve, risk invalidating, and also have a higher risk of spinning. Some people will completely avoid it. And that could be an important corner to watch. It tends to produce a lot of action because you can't really go side by side through there, especially in these lower downforce cars.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out is that drivers can go out a lot later here because to cut the track you can gain a ton of time on your outlap.
Yeah, you can do.
So, you know, like the chicane on the back straight, you can just go straight on, and it's just so much quicker. So you can go out that much later with how much you can cut, which is very helpful. Of course.
Torpedo, invalidated was apparently 2/10 up, but I'm not sure what to believe in that. He's certainly got some time though.
Yeah, I think he invalidated in the first sector though.
Yes, Norwegian Boy is, I think, the first car then on a lap. Energy has her also just starting one.
Norwegian Boy is not up on his lap yet at the moment though. I think he was only like 800ths down, but
yeah.
I mean, that can feel like a lot sometimes, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he has the most wins of anyone this season, so definitely got some strong pace.
Although I have to say, I'd be watching for Herod to take that.
Definitely.
To take that by the end.
He won last week, of course, didn't he? So.
Yes. Herod.
Kyle out of position at the minute, I would say as well.
Yeah, Kyle has said that he struggles with these classic cars, but he didn't really prove that last week when he was, fighting for the win.
And always someone who's better on race pace than he is in qualifying pace. I think Kyle definitely. I mean, not that he's a bad qualifier.
No. Unlike myself, for example, for him, better race pace than quali pace doesn't mean bad qualifying.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You're not. Well, Norwegian Boy locking up into a lot of corners, but I think getting away with it. And will he improve his position as he takes that long run down towards across the line? Does P3 into the 1 minute 33s, which is where he wants to be. He should get another lap in, but he might have to cut a few corners. He doesn't have
I have
fuel.
to wonder if he'd have enough fuel. Yeah.
Alpoda's backed off of that lap. He's run out of fuel. He might not get another lap in here. He might have to cut a few corners for sure. Kimi, the fast driver, also down in P7, MFP said there, and so it does laughably in P9. Obviously, I would. Well,
I know you hold a bit of a grudge against him, but come on.
Well, I don't know. I had an opportunity to begrudge him in Torpedo Liga 2 when I commented that the other day. I think I'll just refer to him as, and so it goes, and keep. I don't want to say politics, but keep off-track debates away from the racetrack, and that's how it goes. Starts then his next lap.
Yeah.
Right behind him is Carl
into turn 1.
Indeed. He does seem to know the track limit very well here, and so it goes. This is a lovely corner when you get it right. You can carry so much entry speed and then still get the car rotated.
Yeah, I can't stand these couple corners. It's very difficult here.
Yeah, that's a very illusory corner. There's a lot of different lines you can take through.
I've heard that they're reprofiling this track for next season, and I hope that's true. And I really, really hope that those corners are one of the ones they're reprofiling, because it's just horrible.
You'd think so. They're meant to be reprofiling it so cars can follow it a bit better, and they're so understeery, those corners, that the dirty air has such an impact. So.
Yeah, it's kind of insane, actually.
Yeah, well, Kyle on a decent lap so far as well. Front 3 all in the pits though. Alpoda should have enough time if he cuts the track, but he might not. Herod definitely will. Actually, I'm not sure he's going to go out again, Herod. Maybe he's done one lap and that's enough.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, he is on provisional pole.
He's Norwegian Boy is retired in the pit lane. He's not going to get a lap in.
That's interesting. So the Norwegian Boy clearly happy with his P3, or at least I hope he's happy with it, because it's just retired.
Indeed. Andy Forrest, a very minor improvement of time, but not an improvement of position. Energy has her in a good position at the minute as well. Alpoda and Herod both out on track with a lot of corner cutting to do.
He improves a lot. He's P6 now.
Yeah.
That
strong lap.
This here will be. Yeah, that was his final lap. He's back out of this lap already.
Doesn't have enough fuel anyway. Andy Forrest. Has he got enough fuel? Maybe.
I think Kimi will make the end. He'll be able to get another lap in.
You should be able to.
Get a bit of a move on though.
Oh, I don't think Kyle's going to though as much as he tries cutting the corner, so I think it's going to be P9 at best for Smile's Kyle.
Not gonna make it. He's done. Oh yeah, Smile's Kyle doing donuts.
And Torpedo has done a brilliant job of corner cutting, and I think he is going to make it.
Yeah.
He needs to be careful he doesn't invalidate his next lap. But I think he's done enough.
Harrod, as you said, wide on entrance to the first corner, but Apex's anyways, he's really just barely on track.
Very decent. So we've got everyone, if Torpedo makes it across the line, which he does, everyone then apart from MFK Seb, Julian and Harold all on 5
Julian
laps.
didn't actually set a lap. Neither did Tino.
I mean,
well, actually Tino might.
He's made an end this season for profiting off other people's failures, almost spins and stuff, so he'll look to try and do the same. So Kimmy keeping it very far to the right on the run down. And then we'll try and use all the track here. A very quick driver on his day, Kimmy, especially when he practices. And the way he was driving there, it does look like he's practiced. So he could be one to watch it. 9/10 off at the minute. A 10th up only through the second sector split.
Yeah,
maybe
nearly 2 tenths. So not enough for provisional pole at the moment, but who knows.
Harold is on the lap apparently. So maybe we have a timing glitch or something.
I'm surprised he made it in time.
Yeah. Torpedo is improving though considerably.
Oh, Kimmy invalidates. Oh, and he just smashes the car in anger.
Yeah, in frustration.
You know what?
That's
like,
a shame.
Enough.
He definitely could have put a car in the top 3 at the minute. A solid qualifying for Norwegian boy at in the 33s, whether Will J and Hazza can improve. Will J across the line, even Hazza, if he doesn't improve his position, Will J through the final corner. Running out of fuel, but he should get the lap in. Long run down keeps the car shortest distance to the line, does improve his position. He doesn't improve the time either. Torpedo then, is this going to be a pole position lap across the line? It is!
It is, but one
33.5,
still on his
but
lap.
Harold is 4/10 up, apparently. And as he comes across the line, it is going to be a 33.2.
Wow.
A dominant pole position. That is a brilliant lap from the Spaniard.
I think props to, like, well done Torpedo though. That was a fantastic lap to put it on provisional pole for a moment, but Herod just is unbeatable today. And yesterday, not yesterday, and a week ago.
Yeah, it is, but anything can happen in these cars, and you know what? It usually does. I know that's cringy, but there will be safety cars.
This league has been quite insane so far, so chances are it will be insane again.
Because the barriers are so far away, when you have a crash at this track, it actually tends to be quite a big one, because you have to have got a long way off track to hit the wall, and that will increase the chance of safety cars.
It's never really a medium-sized crash. It's either minuscule or massive. Minuscule because you've either gotten it slowed down, or massive because you've just smashed him. Anyways, I'll run us through the grid order.
Julian's in an F2004, which is why he didn't set a lap.
Julian. No.
But at least he's done proper thing, and he will retire from the race, hopefully.
So, Herod is on pole, followed by Torpedo, the Norwegian boy, Will J, NLG Hauser, and so it goes, Andy Forrest, and so ASDF Kimmy, Smile it's Kyle, Seb, Fuif, Tino, and Julian. Just barely finished that in time.
I think there'll be a lot of cars there that you've got to look particularly at Kimmy and Smile it's Kyle. They're out of position on the grid.
Absolutely.
Gifted overtakers also, so...
I gotta say this now, though, Julian, please, just, like, I'm sorry, but I need you to retire. Like, we need you to. You're being given a massively unfair advantage. And if you don't, at least just be extra careful that you do not touch anyone on track. Like, even if you end up winning the race, like, we'll just disqualify you because you're in the wrong car. But, like, just be careful, please.
Yeah. I think the fact he didn't set a lap in qualifying shows that
I think that sort of proves that he realizes.
Indeed, formation lap, and then your call for the race start. I'm looking forward to this. The nature of turn 1 and 2 here does tend to produce crashes. It closes up on the exit of turn 1, and then Julian was disqualified. I'm not quite sure for what.
Intriguing.
Yeah, and so it goes, taking the alternative approach to finishing the formation lap, and Kyle also, someone has gone. And Harold also, I mean,
hello
I'm not
to
sure
the
how
people
big of
in
a
the comments.
Yeah. Hello.
You know what's weird? Usually there's a delay on the PlayStation for when you got the comment, but this time it told me that I'd got the comment before I could see it on the computer next to me. Oh wow, there's a lot of people being disqualified. You guys do know it's on Surface and Carcass, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that Tars Amateurs could have a big thing, and that might give Alberta the chance, who's somehow managed to keep it clean, I think by cutting all the corners, to get a better start than Herod. Not ERS in these cars, but fuel definitely a thing, and so it comes a lot down to your launch and how quickly you can put the power on. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, remaining in the formation lap, we have El Poder, Will J, NLG Haza, Asdaf Kimi, and Seb.
Indeed, a one-stop we expect. Lap 13 to 24, maybe pay attention to that. So, I mean, we saw Tina last week who's starting P12 gone a long way. I mean, it was only a Britain short, but he did, I think, 45 laps.
I should ask. Yeah. Predictions for the win?
I have to say Herod. He's proven last week that he's a calm, composed driver, along with a very quick
I think he's the obvious choice, but in the just to have a different prediction than you, I'm actually going to go with, I think Smiles Kyle will pull it out today.
From 9th on the grid, you expect him to make up positions? Ambitious to say he'll get the win, but the car's forming back up on the grid now and we can get ready for the start.
Alrighty, yeah. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, not actually 5 red lights, okay. And it's presumably 5 red lights now or something? I don't know.
They're not even in gear yet, so there we go.
There we go. So it's probably 5 red lights, and now the lights are out and we are underway here in France. Herod gets a good start, but El Poder not quite able to jump him. Will J up into P3 already, the Norwegian boy falling back a little bit. Herod leads into the first corner, followed by El Poder. There's carnage in the background.
Oh, big crash!
Will J's off.
His NLG has her into the wall as well.
VSC already.
Yeah, big crash.
Something's happened to Kimmy. He's at the back. Julian's been not really.
Oh, was it Kimmy that crashed? It was. There was a massive accident.
I think the massive one that you were seeing might have been Will J, but something definitely happened to Kimmy as well.
Definitely. Thankfully, the virtual safety car came out at a sufficient time that we can just catch back up with a delta. El Poder leads though, which is important for this race.
I did not see that. I'm gonna be honest.
Neither did
he's side by side with Herod. Herod's gonna go down the inside. Oh, good driving from the two. Very well done from the two of them.
Oh, David getting all out of shape on the exit there, and so it goes. Trying to make up time. Kyle up to P5.
Oh, down the inside. Herod's gonna go for it. Just about leaves enough space.
And now we're around the outside.
Oh, both of them, two Spaniards really going at it, but he does take it. The Norwegian boy will be looking to profit off of this now.
He was El Poder
down the inside.
And he's going to get the position. That's a brilliant move.
A bit wide on exit, though. Not gonna. Oh, is he gonna back out? No, he doesn't. The Norwegian boy's gonna be looking to get something out of this. There's been a crash further back. I think it's Andy Forrest. Oh, the Norwegian boy gets forced out of the way by and so it goes. Herod's gonna go for the outside this in PSC though.
Virtual safety car, yeah. And that will have been for Andy Forrest, I think, who has lost his wing. I didn't see where he was in the field, but shame for him. He can surely get back in this race. We've already seen 2 virtual safety cars, so there'll probably be a safety car at some point. Penalties down the field. Great racing between El Poder and Herod though. And so he goes up to 3. Great start, and Kyle up to P4, who's made a position on Norwegian boy as well. From 9th on the grid, making 5 positions early on. Great stuff from him. 3th, a solid start from 10th, I believe. And Energy has a not having the best of starts. Same can be said for Will.
Trying to go quickly in. It's VSC's in.
Yep,
Herod's going to go down the inside again. Side by side with El Poder down the inside. He's pretty much through though already, but El Poder fights him back. Inside for the next part of the corner, and So It Goes is getting involved now. Smile It's Kyle not too far off, but not quite in this fight yet.
And how is he going to go for the inside? El Poder squeezes him. He doesn't want him to go for it. Herod is surely not going to back out. Just enough space left. Herod gets the position now, and So It Goes is on the inside. He could have both of them here. El Poder sends it past them both. Herod squeezes them off down the inside. He could get them both.
Nearly gets El Poder.
Doesn't manage to. Herod gets the position. El Poder, and then on So It Goes.
Down the inside as Herod's wide. Ooh, bit of contact, but they're both okay.
And So It Goes right there, and as much as El Poder's lost up for now, you feel he can just maybe even send it into the final corner here. Not quite going to go for it, but instead try and get a better run down the main straight. As into the pits comes Energy Hazard.
As well as Julian, I think.
Julian. I hope Julian is to retire. And So It Goes very close to the back of El Poder. Maybe you can send it into someone that's actually not that heavy a braking zone.
Yeah, it does look a lot heavier than it really is. Oh, that's El Poder off.
Yeah. On the exit, he's just about managed to save it, but he loses the position. He's going to lose position to Kyle as well.
Kyle takes P3, yeah. He's going to be fighting, and So It Goes very soon. I know Herod and So It Goes and Smiles Kyle are all in a party.
Contact between El Poder and Norwegian Boy also. Yes. Horseman, we've right in this battle, and there's 6 cars within 2 seconds for the lead. Herod has already started to pull a massive advantage to when So It Goes though.
Apparently someone in the comments stepsister is stuck.
Oh.
Intriguing. But we're focused on racing. So
indeed we are. El Poder right on the back of Smiley. Kyle making a better run towards turn 10 here. He's had Herod go the inside of him once already. He's going to try and go around the outside here. Kyle having absolutely none of it. Neither of them are going to break, but El Poder will maybe even try and...
He's going to go down the inside here.
Down the inside, Kyle leaves enough space.
He gets
and he's going to make the position. Yeah, that's a great move.
Kyle may have oversteered a little bit.
Yeah,
and So It Goes.
As soon as you go offline on a track like this.
Herod has pulled out a second to and So It Goes.
He has. El Poder gaining on and So It Goes at quite a rate as well. I don't know whether he made contact or just lost it on his own. It looked just like an I don't know.
Herod nearly spun on exit at the last corner.
Yeah, very terrific, slippery track it seems today. Fweef and Norwegian Boy are going to go side by side into turn 1. This could be interesting. Fweef on the inside, is he going to get the position? Side by side, just about keep it clean and Fweef gets it.
Oh, but Norwegian Boy has a better exit.
He does.
Go down the inside for the next corner.
Difficult corner.
It in. Can't quite send it past.
Good defending there. El Poder right on the back. He has a penalty though. Right on the back of So It Goes nonetheless. No DRS in these cars, but the slipstream very powerful.
Yeah,
look at this, he's going to be alongside.
Oh, yeah.
Think about sending it into, I believe it's turn 8.
He's going to think about it, but he doesn't end up doing it. Will he go for the inside of this flat-out corner coming up?
Yes, he gets a better exit, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. You got Kyle here last lap, can't be getting So It Goes this lap. Again, he's going to look to the outside road and defends the inside. He's just forced onto the unfortunate part of the racetrack.
Bit of lag
that is a crash on track. This Energy Hazard who's spun.
That's
interesting. And yeah, El Poder can't make up the position. Kyle dropping back from these, Norwegian Boy dropping back from these, another virtual safety car. That might have been for Energy Hazard, maybe lost his wing. But always an opportunity for a drive-through penalty to really mix up the field during these virtual safety car conditions. Still all 13 cars running in this race, but the likes of Julian, Energy Hazard, Willjay, Andy Forrest and MFK Seb all not having the best of starts. Kimi and Tina just about hanging on to the back of the top 6. Still waiting to get back underway. Drive-through penalty for Willjay. Yeah, down in P11. I believe he got one last time as well, just not been his day. And he'll drop well to the back of the field. It's not that long a pit lane here. That medium distance. As the one who profited most off that virtual safety car restart was Kyle, and the one who didn't was El Poder, who dropped a long way back from So It Goes. The Weekend Boy gets a penalty. As Willjay has to come into the pits. That's probably his second drive-through as well. So not good at all from him.
Yeah. Julian is also in the pits.
Indeed.
I'm gonna say this now, Julian, if, like, I don't know if you're watching, Julian, but any contact between you and anyone else will be punished extremely heavily because you are in the wrong car.
Indeed.
Yeah, just...
I mean, he's not in a position where he's
but I'd rather he retires, but I just, you know, if he doesn't, it will be punished very heavily, any contact between him and anyone else. Especially because he will be disqualified for wrong car.
Herod then with a 2-second advantage to, and so it goes, who's keeping a solid gap to Alperda. Kyle hanging onto the back of Alperda very nicely as well.
Kyle's catching up just the littlest bit.
He's starting to get into the rhythm. Norwegian boy is cleared Fleef and starting to close in on Kyle also. Teammate closing in on Tino, who's losing ground to Fleef. Andy Forrest, the lead of the cars who have pit, but he's surely going to have to pit again in this race. Lap 13, we expect the pit window to open according to the game's graphic. That could be very important in this race. Undercut and overcut can both be powerful at this track depending on how much of the tyres you've saved.
Indeed.
No one in the DRS, or the 1 second window at least, of any other car at the moment. But...
well, the Norwegian boy is pretty close to Kyle, actually.
Yeah, he is. He's caught him an awful lot this lap. Kyle still just about hanging on to Alperda. Can't seem to close in on, so it goes. At the minute, Herod just storming clear at the front of the field. As Julian again comes into the pits, he's coming to the pits every lap, but isn't retiring, serving a 5-second time penalty. Interesting. As Norwegian boy well within the 1 second window, Smiler's Kyle. Now the dirty head can affect you quite badly through this final sector, but it's not as bad in these cars. Less aero on them than smaller cars in general. Kyle goes very wide there. He's going to lose another 2/10 to Norwegian boy.
True, but it gives him a good exit.
It does. Bit of a stalemate at the moment as I think we wait for a safety car or a mistake from one of these drivers. Alperda continuing to lose time to, and so it goes, but getting a much better exit where he'll gain a few tenths. Herod with the fastest lap of the race, just asserting his dominance.
Herod has the gap that he could actually afford to have a penalty now.
Yeah. I mean, he's not so far clear that, you know, he's guaranteed this win, even if he spins, but definitely in a good position.
Alperda is very close to the back of and so it goes now.
Yeah, and a lot of time on the main straight as so it goes. I think had a little bit of a wobble on the exit of the final corner. He'll get a nice slipstream here just to tow him along behind the South African. And he might not get the move done here, but he might have a think about it into turn 10. We've seen a lot of action for the Spaniard, who started second on the grid and is looking to reclaim that position. Norwegian boy right on the back of Kyle as well.
Alperda spins.
Wow, and he's in the wall. On the exit, maybe losing it on the curb. We've seen him struggle already.
Yeah, I think it was the curb that really sent him round.
Needs to be careful when rejoining the track, because Kemi's going to come on at the same time. No contact, thankfully. And Alperda down to 8th.
Kyle onto the podium now.
Indeed.
Pulling away from the Norwegian boy again.
Yeah, lost a considerable amount of his wing. As Alperda, I wonder if Norwegian boy just had to slow down to avoid the spinning Alperda, maybe, or...
That is possible, though I think unlikely.
Yeah, Wiltshire, who still has a drive-through, I think, behind the back of Energy, has qualified oh so well, but down out of the points at the minute. Just him Herod with that brilliant pace.
So why don't we ride on board with Herod for a lap, you know?
Yeah.
Unless gets a penalty. Well, now he can really afford to get a penalty. Herod can. It's still not optimal to get one, but he can get one and not really have to worry about it. Ooh, a bit of oversteer there.
Yeah. I mean, he's not hitting every apex perfectly at the minute, Herod, but he's keeping such a good minimum speed up that he's able to pull away no problem.
Yeah.
In a net P2 then with that penalty, he could still be in contention for this race win.
Yep. I mean, Herod was the obvious choice for predictions for the win. But I think both of our predictions are doing quite well at the moment.
They are. Kyle in a very good position if a safety car comes out or anything. Julian is going to catch Will J and Energy Hazard in the wrong car, a car that's going to breeze past them on the straight, so we might want to watch out for that. Look at it, he's going to gain considerably, probably half a second on what isn't a particularly long straight. Loses out a little bit through the corners, but not all so much.
Yeah. Just as long as Julian keeps it clean, I'm okay, I guess.
Yeah, I think he will probably get past Will J on this long back straight. He can get a solid enough exit, but he runs very wide. Is he going to cut the corner or come back on? We'll probably get a warning for that. Not exactly what we want to see. 5 seconds now they get for Harrod. He goes another second or two, and so it goes, keeping a solid gap to smell against Kyle.
Oh, Will J defends very hard. Oh, Julian. That was very, very excessive. As Will J is off now because of it.
He's going to get a penalty, Will J, I think, for cutting the corner.
Probably.
Doesn't. Which is good.
But yeah, Will J really. Both. Obviously, Julian being in the wrong car will be penalized more heavily, but Will J and Julian both were very excessive right there.
Something I'm just picking up is look how dark those clouds are going at the minute.
Yeah.
We're gonna get rain this way. It's
that would spice it up. I think that would be very cool to see. Oh, no, that's Will J. I thought I was spectating Herod, and I was like, wait, he has wing damage. But no, that's just Will J. My bad.
So, at the minute, the top 9, or top 8, all separated by less than 20 seconds, which is solid. No cars really close to the back of any others so far. Perhaps Julian wanting to have a go on Energy Hazard, but in that Ferrari at this point it's getting darker and darker. I think it's going to rain soon.
To be honest, I don't think it will, but I'd like it to. I think it's just sort of the weather trying to play tricks on us.
Maybe I'm saying it a little bit out of her.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd love it to rain, but...
Oh, Zansawaka's going to get held up by a lap car here. Will J lap down now in AI mode. Having an awful race. Looked like he had a lot of potential in qualifying now. Strong performance, spun on that one, hitting the barriers pretty heavily. He might have then reset the track, which could have...
yeah, actually, it's getting very, very dark right now.
It is. I mean, this track does have very, dark tarmac, so
Julian, again, with more contact. NLG Hazard this time.
I mean...
I know Julian is a clean driver, but what I'm seeing from him today is a bit ridiculous.
It is. I mean, we need to make it clear that if you are in the wrong car, you have to retire for us.
I thought it was clear already, but I guess not.
Yeah.
But, you know...
I suppose if you make a mistake like that, just sort of want to do the race... At least he's not affecting the leaders here, but he could well, especially when they come up to lap him and they struggle to on the straights.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say, honestly. This is just a bit ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, it's a shame, but on the most part, this has been very clean today, as Andy Forrest gets his first penalty of the race. He's closing in on Alpoda. Still in contention for some decent points, especially with the safety car. He might not have to pit again, especially if there is wet conditions. He definitely won't have to change onto another set of dry tyres.
No, Region Boy runs very wide on the last corner. And to suit the theme of the track getting darker, I've turned the lights out in this room. So my room is darker as well.
Yeah, I mean...
It's gonna rain in my room.
Boy is absolutely all over the road at the minute, losing a lot of time to the car, just locking up. Tino actually closing on the back of Wheat. That will be an interesting battle. Harold's 6.1 clear at the minute, and so it goes, has just got his pace together a little bit more, starting to set some personal bests, and stopping that gap from growing too much. He certainly can't lose more than a pit stop to Herod, or else he's completely out of contention. I don't know, it's a long way for that sky to hold out if it's not going to rain. Getting a little bit out of shape on the exit, and so it goes, but nothing too crazy so far. Andy Forrest briefly got the gap under 18 seconds to El Porter. It was once about 30, so I think making progress.
Yep.
As I think I just saw rain. It is raining.
Oh, it is.
It is definitely raining. And that is really going to spice up this race.
Similarly to F2 cars, these cars do not have wet tires. Not that. Yeah. They don't have intermediates. They do have full wets, though. So it will be very, very treacherous conditions until it's enough for wet tires.
Yeah, and this is really going to spice up this race. Watch out for yellow flags, as I'm expecting to see a few of them. 16 laps left of this race. So
man, rain is a lot of fun on this game, though.
It is in these cars as well, it is.
And the pit window is open for wets.
Wow, that is interesting.
Unfortunately, we won't have the suggestion of DRS being disabled available for us because, well, no DRS already. Andy Forrest isn't hitting though, and he just
I don't think it is wet enough yet.
So
we'll see if anyone else does, but I don't think it's time quite yet.
Yeah.
Interestingly, well, not interestingly, the track tarmac and conditions are dark anyway. It's difficult to see when it's really wet, when there's standing water on this track. So I have to just watch on board with Leica, and so it goes.
Who's that side by side? Oh, it's
that's
just the Norwegian boy and a lapped car who's hitting.
Is Seb going to pit for wets? This could be crucial to help the leaders understand.
I believe there's treads on wet tires, so we'll see. Also, it'll show up on the graphic saying that it's wet. But, I think he does.
And, yeah, that is a wet tire. It looks like.
No, it's
dry.
Is it not? It's dry. The graphic's still saying dry.
Well, a strange decision to pit there. Then I wonder if he meant to pit for wets and perhaps didn't change it in time. In the meantime, Energy Hazard has just been lapped by Norwegian boy, and he's spun, and he becomes the first victim of the wet conditions, just losing it on the traction and showing how little grip there is. Anyway, this isn't a grippy track at the best of times. This Herod pits, and this has to be for the wet tyres.
Surely,
Norwegian boy into the pits also. Kylan, and so it goes, stay out.
It is for the wets.
It is.
Herod takes the wets. So, the Norwegian boy presumably will as well. Those are the wets indeed.
Yeah, he does.
So, we'll have to watch.
And it is really pouring it down at the minute.
And so it goes. See how fast they are. And so it goes.
This is wet conditions for sure.
A lot.
Yeah, they need to be careful that they can at least bring it round and not lose a spin.
Yeah, if they spin it on this lap, and that's that.
Kyle is really struggling to grip through the first part of the second sector. They're just about keeping on track.
Yeah, that was really close from Kyle.
Next car in spits is Andy Forrest.
If he can manage.
He could,
I think that Herod's pulled the trigger at just about the right time. There are some very talented people who can do that.
Well, we can see El Porter's right behind Herod, and it'll be interesting to see whether he's quicker or not. Herod actually leaving on the straight there just to get some temperature. This could get a bit interesting, as El Porter's probably going to try and send a move, and he'll probably aquaplane off the track here. Just about gets it slowed down. Herod has more grip.
Yep.
Still struggling for temperature in those tyres though at the minute, and he's able to pull away, and I think it is time for the wet tyres.
Yeah, I'd say that Herod's got it just about right. People that can judge this perfectly are absolutely insane.
Yeah, they are.
I believe Bo in F1 has sort of mastered that, as Ensoko stays out another lap.
Interesting decision. That is, El Porter is managing to stay behind Herod, and they've made contact, and Herod's round, and Kyle could well lead the race here. And that is the thing, El Porter not able to slow the car down, carrying too much speed into the corners. He tats the back of Herod, only half spin, but losing a good 5 seconds there, and that could be significant. El Porter gets a 10-second time penalty.
El Porter's round as well.
Yeah.
Try and make it
this could be very interesting to see where Kyle comes out in relation to Herod.
Yeah. Herod's gonna hold. Kyle's come out there. Kyle comes out in front.
Kyle's in the lead. Well, that is a big upset. I think it was still just about right for dry tyres.
But because it's so close, it has to be noted. Like, well, I don't know which was better though, because I think probably pitting when Herod did was probably better. But like, you have to keep in mind, like, Herod already had a gap to him even without the spin. He was.
Yeah, and Kyle is is getting massively on, and so it goes now, so it's definitely time to switch over. There's a yellow flag, that's NLG Hazard. But interesting. Well, we haven't. This is the first time we've seen wet conditions this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
We don't really know how good certain drivers are in the wet. I mean, this is such a slippy track in the wet
and
conditions.
So it goes has a yellow fuel symbol. He'll be needing to switch fuel mixes soon.
Yeah, he will. I mean, in Torpedo League 2 the other day, we saw that haunted yellow fuel symbol, and that's how it goes drifts off the track, and
yeah,
he definitely
actually,
made a mistake.
Torpedo League F2 feature race guy who would have won, I think ran out of fuel.
He did.
Like, it cost him a ton of time. I couldn't quite take the reverse grid, or maybe it was points that I missed out on. I forget which. Zansoko's does pit, but I missed out on. I think it was the reverse grid that I missed out on because I was so close to the back of Sander, but it proves just how much time he lost because he was leading the race and then was down to like 8th or 10th or something by the end.
Well, I don't want to call myself a genius commentator, but I did pick up on that about lap 15, that he had the yellow fuel symbol and that he might run out of fuel because there of course is no fuel mixes in Formula 2 cars, and then he ended up running out of fuel. Wasn't he?
I've seen actually, and so it goes. Speaking of his yellow fuel symbol, and so it goes who leads the race now, interestingly.
No, he's P3.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was looking at Kyle and I was like, hey, it's Ensoga. No, he's P3, yeah, you're right.
Right in the back of Kyle though, he's got some good wet pace.
These two very good friends though, so we'll see how this turns out.
Indeed. Kyle also very quick in the wet, so Herod really flying in. It is difficult to overtake on the wet, especially with these cars.
I mean, it's not too hard if your opponent is flying off the track, but yeah.
It's not, as long as Kyle...
I love racing in the wet in this game. It's so much fun. Especially in F2 cars.
I'm not sure it's very
fun. Andy Forrest,
I
think, spins.
Andy Forrest. No, he's not. He's right on the back. It might have even been Torpedo, but Andy Forrest is right on the back of Torpedo now. And is he going to... Oh, Andy Forrest thought about sending it into turn 3, but in the end didn't, as there was a car sideways there. That's Energy Hazard, who is still on the dry tyres for some reason.
As is Wheelchair.
Now, I don't know if it's going to get dry again this race, but there's still a lot to sort out in these wet conditions, and so it does is gaining on Herod, who's gaining on Kyle. We've in a solid P4 without a penalty, and there's another yellow flag in Sector 2. And that's going to be one of the dry runners. Energy Hazard. Why they aren't pitting is beyond me now, because you can just see how they can't get the car slowed down without standing water. And,
El Poto's quite slow on exit. Andy Forrest is going to get him. He goes off track though.
That's why. Yeah. Oh, it's contact.
Just about keeps it going.
Yeah.
Who is
as
that?
Kimi got massively blocked by the lap car of Wilger. Really unfortunate for the Uruguayans. Up the inside goes Alpoda, but not quite making the move. Always look at his send it. Is there going to be contact? Yeah, he's already spun one car there. Not quite
as Will J is in the pits, I wonder if he'll put on the wet tires now.
Yeah, Energy has a really good do with pitting as well.
Potter and he's going to go for it on Andy Forrest around the outside. Can't quite pull it off. Will he have the better exit?
No, big contact. They're both going to be in the wall. Oh, it's incredible how they've managed to both stay out there. Andy Forrest has wing damage. Alpoda may have got some as well. As they go towards turn 1, Alpoda's the inside. Andy Forrest defends, breaks later. But I think Alpoda's just about going to get the position. Andy Forrest sticks in there. There's more contact. He just about holds it. No grip at all. And Alpoda makes the position there.
Yeah, NLG has it.
Yep, they're now going to be side by side into turn 3 though. Great racing. And he's round. Alpoda's round and had a little bit contact too many.
This weekend has gone from fantastic to horrible for him.
It has done. Kyle has increased that gap to Herod.
Yeah, he's brought it up to 1.4 seconds. So
and your prediction is looking very good.
Yeah, of course, it's our two predictions against each other.
Indeed.
Thank God I chose to differentiate from yours.
Oh, Will J decided to pit for the dry tyres as well, which...
And so it goes still has the yellow fuel symbol.
Yeah, I mean, you can change the fuel mix as long as he's aware of it.
I
think this has got some great pace though, he's closing in on Herod. He might actually be the quickest car on track at the minute in these conditions.
Who?
Norwegian boy also
And so it
closing,
goes.
and so it goes.
Hmm.
Because that gap was about 3.5 seconds when he came out of the pits to Herod.
Huh. That's interesting.
Definitely closing it down. Norwegian boy gaining off Weef, Tina out in a pretty lonely P6. And Kimi was gaining on Tina, but then got blocked by the lap car. Alperda will still have some business here, want to start out with Andy Forrest 3 in this race. Herod is losing a lot of time to Kyle though.
Yeah, Kyle seems very quick at the moment. As does Sanfilippo, so I wonder if it's not necessarily that the two of them are quick, but that Herod is slow in the lap. Or a mix of both, you know.
Kyle is definitely a car, certainly in CWR2 in Melbourne. He was by far the quickest car in the wet conditions. I finished second in that race, and then he had a 20 seconds buffer ahead of me, which shows. And he's a car that I know when he gets into a good rhythm is... oh my goodness! Julian's just taking him out.
Oh, Julian.
Well, that is the clearest taking out I've ever seen. That is completely unacceptable, and I think he has to be kicked from the league. He slowed down on the straights, he turned across him, and that is just not good enough. And he may well take out Harold as well here. He does.
Yeah.
And so it goes is going to go up the inside of Harold here, but it seems a little meagre in comparison. And Julian, it's just not good enough. You're in the wrong car. He should have retired earlier on anyway. He should know that. But then to take out Kyle for the second week in a row, with leading a race and got held up badly.
That I trusted you, Julian. Come on.
I mean, as long as Kyle doesn't have damage, he's still got a chance of catching back up to the leaders.
There's no way he wouldn't. He doesn't have damage. But
the lead of the race, though, they are battling. It seems that Harold is round. Just about manages to hold it, and so it goes in the lead of the race with a penalty.
Both of them are really struggling now.
Kyle is now coming back up to the back of Julian.
Oh boy.
And Julian,
If only I could kick people from this.
Yeah, he's done it. It's just disgraceful.
Why has Julian suddenly decided that this is what he wants to do? I've never known Julian to be dirty until now. This is actually ridiculous. Kyle's fighting back though, so...
I mean, you can't blame him, it's just disgusting. But, Kyle for the second week in a row. Of course, the admin of Torpedo League, one of the nicest people I know, and
diligent.
Yeah, and there is still an interesting battle going on for the lead of the race here.
He likes that word as well, so...
And he says Harold gets a much better exit than Anselmos as the race towards turn 10.
Oh boy, this is... Oh, he backs
out. It's a sensible decision. It is really pouring down at the minute, though. Really heavy rain conditions. Yeah, he is. Kyle now 6th. Julian behind Kyle, and hopefully he stays that way. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. I'm not...
Whoopsies.
Jay's had another spin. Still on the dry tyres here. I mean, I haven't seen him make contact with any of the cars yet, but... such a shame. Weave into a podium position though, Norwegian Boy losing a bit of time to him and Tina getting on Norwegian Boy. Has Harold actually got a penalty? I didn't know that, but I mean, Tim Manzo goes around a level playing field. Actually, so it goes out 9 seconds.
Less than,
yeah.
Hopefully Will J will finally switch to the wet tires. Smiley Kyle's out.
Kyle, if you're watching,
I think he went
so sorry.
I think he tried to take out Julian.
As Julian also comes into the pits.
Yeah, he tried to take out Julian.
Leave to retire.
Which, you know what? Fair enough. I respect that. Julian's being ridiculous.
He has been ridiculous. He was a guy that was nice to have in the league, but I think after that driving today, he can no longer play a part.
I was gonna give him a chance after just selecting the wrong car and not retiring, because I thought he was gonna be clean about it, but no, that's just insane. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so disappointing, though. I absolutely trusted Julian. Like, I know Julian to be a clean driver, usually, but that's...
So they're going to go side by side into turn 10 for the lead, though. Out of nowhere, and so it goes, keeps position. Harold backs out again. And you can carry on what you were saying about Julian.
Yeah, I mean, he's in Torpedo League Super Formula. He's relatively clean there. He used to be in Torpedo League F2. but then got rid of the 2019 game like 2 months before 2020 was released and left the league through that. But like until now, he seemed relatively clean to me.
There's Andy Forrest and Alberta who've been battling for a long time here. Oh, big crash! That's to be a car out of the race, surely. No,
They
it's
both
not.
reset to track. Or got reset. I don't know which, but...
Yeah, I think they both got reset there. Andy Forrest very lucky that he did, or else he'd have had a mighty crash with the wall. Again, they make contact, these two. They're about the 15th time this race. The driving standard again, just declining in the later stages. But they are still battling for the lead. Kimi's in a very good position without any penalties as well. He could well find himself at least in 4th place. He's got some solid pace. He tends to be a quick driver in the wet as well. Torpedo League Belgium F1 last year, I believe he came 4th in the wet.
Overtaken
His best result of the season. Oh, was that by himself?
I think so, but I'm not honestly sure.
As now Andy Forrest has got to deal with the Ferrari in front of him.
Oh boy.
Goes around the outside, Julian forces him off and pushes him into the wall, and once again, a league that has so much potential is ruined.
I think it's ridiculous that I can't kick Julian from this screen. We have to be in the lobby to do it. Oh, El Potter spins again. Possibly on his own, possibly not. I'm really not sure.
I mean, he was in the same part of the track as Julian.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Julian was too far along. I'm really not sure though. I am going to try to do one thing though. I know it won't work, but...
Harold starts to drop from Ansoigo's. That could be an interesting one to watch. I mean, it's not likely that Ansoigo's will pull 6 seconds, but if he can, or if Harold gets another penalty, he could still win this race.
One yellow gets Julian
sure it is.
by the side of the track.
There's 2 cars going side by side there. I'm not quite sure. It was actually it's Tino and Norwegian Boy, and this is a battle for position into the final sector. Tino has a lot more penalties, but he'll still pride want to overtake Norwegian Boy.
Oh my god, there's only 6 laps left.
Wow, has absolutely flown by into the pits, I believe. Goes Norwegian Boy. He must have had a spin somewhere.
Will J and
or his
MLG
tyres
has a crash.
getting a little bit. Yeah, I mean.
At least they're both on the wets now.
Yeah, they're both 2 laps down. It's I suppose not too big a concern. The admin of this league, which is of course you, and you have definitely improved this league. Since taking over.
I was literally given a league that was set to die, and it's not dead yet, so I'm proud of myself, you know?
Yeah, you did a good job. You got
it's gonna die soon, I'm almost certain of that, but... I'm keeping it alive as... Oh, man, that's Andy Forrest. Okay. Yeah, it'll probably die soon, but, I'll keep it alive as long as I can.
As Andy Forrest gets brake tested by Julian, manages to dive out of the way, and I'd imagine Julian is just going to...
I had fun racing, I guess, is what Kyle has to say. Yeah, I'm really sorry that happened to you, Kyle. There's nothing we can do, but... It will... Well, I mean, there is, but... And
this is a league that produces such good racing and has so much potential, but every week it gets ruined by the incompetence and selfishness of a few idiots. And, Julian, unfortunately, he wasn't one of these idiots, now doing donuts in the final sector, and he's going to ram Seb, is he now? Doesn't, but he's got another car coming his way. He resets the track. The 10-second penalty is...
now. He doesn't take out Herod, or Ansoigo's for that matter. As Will J is crashing around.
Yeah, indeed. The top 5 all still in decent positions this race. The Kimi still without a penalty. This is impressive stuff for him, although I can't see his gap because it's still a green arrow. Yeah. Tino comes in a bit. I wonder if people's tyres aren't going to make it to the end. Because now we see 2 cars pit seemingly not without damage. So. Harold again continuing to drop back from Ansoigo. Of course, Kyle would still be winning this race probably by a large distance were it not for Julian's races. Harold makes a mistake. He's actually going to drop outside of 3 seconds because he's got an awful exit, and he's got a car ahead of him, a lap car of El Potter, who
El Potter will let him by, I'm sure. well,
yeah,
not
he will be.
let him by, but oh, okay. Maybe not.
Well,
you know what? Can you don't?
I
Just
mean,
want some clean racing.
what Alberto's actually managed to do there is NRG has or Julian has gone round. Someone has. He's actually meant that Herod has dropped another 6 or 7 tenths to, and so it goes. That gap is now greater than 3 seconds, and penalties.
True, but the worry would be 6 seconds is what he needs to worry about. Queef seems to have spun on his own.
But if he gets another penalty, Herod, and so it goes is in the lead of this race.
Will J leaves the session? Would you mind sending him an invite, please?
I will do, but I doubt he cares all so much 2 laps down.
NLG has also leaves. Maybe they. Oh my God! He has 32 seconds of time penalties.
Yeah, is it Will J 5105?
Yep.
NLG has a. Only resuming this race then, and so it goes pulls another 2 tenths just on the latter part of this lap from Herod, and there's another yellow flag in sector 1. That is Alporter actually. Characteristics been from him, and Andy Forrest is back at 7th, I think, which is good to know that he's going to be coming under pressure on so it goes soon in terms of getting laps. Herod 4 seconds back, but he's made another mistake. I think that's how it goes to pull 6 seconds here. He's got this lap and then 4 more to do it. This could be very interesting.
Yep. Well, I don't know who the lapped car between and so it goes and Herod is, but they could cause something. Seb.
Yeah, I believe that is.
Julian's very close to Kimmy, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, Kimmy in a average 4th place, and I can just hear the Ferrari engine come
Kimmy is
and
trying to dodge him, but Julian's dodging. Oh, okay then.
Oh dear.
Kimmy's very intelligent. He knows how to avoid this, but it's difficult regardless. Oh my gosh, Herod has 5 seconds back. As Julian, Jake mutes his microphone. Oh,
yeah,
and
sorry,
Kimmy,
I just had to
don't
back.
Yeah, Kimmy backed out massively to avoid Julian. Ooh, Julian brake checks him, and Kimmy's round.
Kimmy, who'd had the cleanest race of anyone for at least the last 23 laps. It's such a shame. And once again, this race is.
El Podo, I think, are side by side. Julian's disqualified. Yes.
Praise the Lord, we can have some actual racing for the in the end. It probably isn't going to affect Kimmy all that much because.
Oh, El Poder now takes. No, we cannot have clean racing as El Poder and Queef, I think, are smacking into each other.
Yeah, well, let's hope that's mutual and not one-sided. Herod has started.
Herod's caught up a lot, though. Oh no, he has 6 seconds now, though.
He does. That's crucial. And so it goes.
He's not.
It is in. Yeah, and so it goes is in the net lead of this race. That is such an upset. I mean,
it's of course possible post-race penalties could give Herod the win, but I don't know what they've been through. It's very possible, and so it goes does genuinely have this. But Herod is
absolutely
pushing,
he really is. Oh, he goes a little bit wide, and he's going to lose some time there. And all the hard work he's done this lap undone by a little snap of oversteer. That's a real shame. Got really pushing to the maximum. He managed to win last time out on his debut. He looks set for the win in the dry conditions here. And then the wet came. He got a little bit unlucky with contact with Alporter, but couldn't keep with Kyle. He was then taken out of the race by a very selfish Colombian. And then, in the meantime, and so it just inherited the lead.
Who is that? That's not Sokos, is it? No, he made it through.
Andy Forrest. And Tino as well. I might be contact Andy Forrest.
Oh, Tino tried. He failed.
Yeah.
Tino tried to take Herod out, but he completely failed. And you know what? Serves him right. He screwed up, and he's fun. And
Herod's about to. I wonder if Herod's got damage.
Just
look at the gap now. Yeah. Again, it's not going to affect him. He's 7 seconds behind
David.
Norwegian
boy anyways, but...
I mean, Queef only has 3 seconds as well. He's driven a solid race.
Nearly out of the gap that he would have needed, even if he only had 3 seconds still.
Indeed he is. Harold has now got to deal with Andy Forrest, who...
I'm scared now. I'm being added in the management chat for Torpedo League.
And Andy Forrest letting the go through, showing how it's meant to be done. Only 5 cars remaining on the lead lap at the minute, which is something to behold at least.
True.
And Fleeth dropping back. Harold's going to have the best 2.5 laps of his life to catch back up. 2.5 seconds and so it goes. It looks unlikely, but he's a very, very quick driver. Hasn't thrived in these wet conditions, it must be said.
And so it goes, likes the wet in this game. Similarly to myself. He's very good at the wet. He's 6 seconds ahead now. Oh, and that's not Harold spinning, that's someone. That
it is, I believe Energy has a
I think it was Tino. The yellow flag was following him. But either way,
as out of 6 seconds goes Harold. I wonder if he's got damage, maybe made contact or something. Seems as struggling to be intact, but he's losing so much time now driving. Pretty defeated. It's a real shame. I mean, so much has happened in such a short space of time during these wet conditions. And so it goes, was the quickest car on track before Kyle was unfortunately taken out of the race. It would have been great to see whether he could have caught Kyle, because he's had some brilliant pace in these conditions. But of course Kyle didn't have many penalties at the same time. It would have been a really, really intriguing end to the race, robbed of us unfortunately. But it's still been pretty exciting nonetheless, unfortunately again, with Torpedo League Region 1.
Seb and Andy are fighting for position.
Yeah, this could get interesting. Looking at pretty clean. Seb was having a pretty clean drive as he gets a bit
damage,
of a squirm.
Though. Seb doesn't. Seb will be... Oh! Brake checks him though.
Yeah. He did get a little bit out of shape on the exit. I wonder if he was just braking to stop himself spinning, but...
I honestly do not understand why people think it's fun to be dirty during a league race. Like, I league race to have fun. I league race to race, not to crash. Like, it's honestly, it just doesn't... Not only is it ridiculous, it makes no sense. Like, really what's the point?
It's a real
like,
shame.
Someone enlighten me. What is the point as Tino has fun?
Yeah. It really does make no sense. These guys start off every race reasonably clean, and then for the last 10 laps, for the last few races at least, it just turns to, well, I can't think of the word I could say that is parentally friendly, but it turns to dump.
Yeah. Ball of crap.
It's a shame. The gap now far beyond what Harold will be capable. Onto the final lap goes, and so it goes. Harold's
7.5 seconds back, nearly.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, it was interesting to see what he could have done in terms of defending if he kept not been spun by Torpedo. I don't think there was any intent in that. Torpedo just couldn't slow the car down in time. Torpedo, he still hasn't won a race this season, regularly one of the quickest cars. Credit to him for sticking with the league so far. Been involved in a few incidents that are potentially his fault, but who knows in reality. And so it goes, entering the chicane for the final time. He's got a lap car ahead of him of Tino. Tino not been a protagonist of dirty driving so far, but let's hope he doesn't spoil what has been nonetheless a great driver, and so it goes. He lets him through. Oh no, he doesn't.
That could have spiced up the end.
It really could have done as Fweef spun.
Norwegian's boy spins.
Oh no, yeah, the Norwegian boy spun. Oh, I thought something else. I mean, it's sad that Tino would even considering taking out the leader. He's now going to take out Harold, presumably, instead.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Come on, boys. Like, there's not much point in racing if this is going to be it. But the inside goes Harold. Tino turns across him and spins him
so it goes. Is going to cross the line in a second. So
he is. Oh, you wanted me to do it, sorry?
Yeah, sure. You usually do.
Indeed I will then, and so it goes. Crosses the line. It's his second win in the season after a dominant drive. In Baku again, there's controversy as Kyle was taken out, as Harold was hit. And so it goes has driven the cleanest race of just about anyone. Exceptional wet pace. He makes his way up from, I think, 6th or 7th on the grid, and a great drive to take on his second win in Torpedo League Regional. Harold is nonetheless going to come on second despite making contact with Tino, and Fuif should round off the podium here, so long as Alpoda doesn't take him out. A strong drive from him. Norwegian boy and Kimi, the only cars remaining on the lead lap, and a lot could still happen to the other cars, so we'll wait and see as they cross the line. Fuif entering the final sector now. Alpoda, who's gonna cross the line in P8, pulls a lap down, so not gonna get to another one. Andy Forrest and MK Set finish 6th and 7th respectively. Energy Hazard and Wilgie a long way down in the order. It is the first podium of the season for Fuif, though. Norwegian boy and Kimi will be their last cars across the line. Kimi up to P4, Norwegian boy down to P5, Tino takes his time to cross the line in P9. That has been round 6 of Torpedo League Regional. Another one with a lot of action, a lot of it not for the right reasons. We will be back next week in Austria, I do believe, where hopefully a lot of these issues can be sorted out. Yeah, I mean, it's Austria and Torpedo League F1.
Yeah, well, F2 is taking a break week, so who knows, maybe we're taking a break week as well.
Maybe we are also.
I should really keep up to date with that sort of stuff more.
And if you want to run through the finishing order,
I will.
fastest lap for Harold. Got it in a dry. And yeah, I need to go because
alright, have something
to do. But
thanks for commentating.
Thank you for commentating with me, I guess, and streaming. I'll be back next week, but yeah, goodbye for now.
So, in the meantime though, Ansokos takes the race victory, followed by Herod, Fuif, not Ansokos, he won, Asdaf Kimi, the Norwegian boy, Andy Forrest, Seb, El Poder, Tino, NLG Haza, Will J, Smilets Kyle, and Julian Urvega, who will be banned from the league, most likely, because that was disgraceful. And as anyone know in the chats for the league will know, one of my favorite things to say after a race with horrible driving standards is that it was disgraceful. So, yeah. If you're in the chats, get prepared for a disgraceful message. In other words, me saying in all caps that it was disgraceful. Because it really was. That was honestly complete crap. I don't know what's going on. But, driving standards were pretty low, but excitement in the race was pretty high, especially at the start when no one was taking anyone else out. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. I thoroughly enjoyed commentating on this league so far, and I will continue to enjoy commentating on it. So thank you, and I'll see you all later. But yeah, again, thanks for watching.